Hello. That's right. It's me again. Representing. I'm the new representative, the new head of the CIA. In actual fact, I cut their fucking heads off. And that, amigos, this is my scalp. No, like the predator, chop off those fuckers' heads. Excuse my bad language, children. Chop their heads off and hang them out to dry, man. Not just CIA. I fucked them all up. FSB, KGB, Ganganju, you name it, Illuminati, Gruminati, Masons, Wizards, Druids, Blaggers, this intelligence, that intelligence, Pakistani intelligence, Mossad, Japanese Yakuza, Chinese triads, African voodoo cults, Mexican gangsters, you name it, man. Any cocksucker wants to try down with me, I kick your fucking ass, man. Anyway, let's get on with the story. Woo! Backflip. Right. I think it's time to reason. Narada's education. Narada approached the sage, Sanat Kumara, and said, "Please teach me, Venerable One." "Tell me what you know," replied the sage, "and then I will teach you what is beyond that." "I know the four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva, and the epics called the fifth. I have studied grammar, rituals, mathematics, astronomy, logic, economics, physics, psychology, the fine arts, and even snake charming. But all this knowledge has not helped me to know the self. I have heard from spiritual teachers like you that one who realizes the self goes beyond sorrow. I am lost in sorrow." Please teach me how to go beyond." "Whatever you know is just words," said Sanat Kumara. "Names of finite phenomena. It is the infinite that is the source of abiding joy because it is not subject to change. And therefore, seek to know the infinite." "I seek to know the infinite, Venerable One." "Where one realizes the indivisible unity of life, sees nothing else, hears nothing else, knows nothing else, that your mother lover, your Oedipus complex, yes, or if you like, your Electra complex, your father lover, that is the infinite. Now, are you listening? Where one sees separateness, hears separateness, knows separateness, that is the finite. The infinite is beyond death, but the finite cannot escape death. You hear me? You lingam liquor? You know what a lingam is? It's a phallus. It's a dick. A cock sucker. Eh? Anyway, let me carry on with the story. On what does the infinite depend, Venerable One? Listen. It depends on its own glory. No, not even on that. In the world, people think they can attain glory by having cows, horses, and elephants, and gold, family and servants, fields and mansions. But I do not call that glory. For here one thing depends on another. Utterly independent is the infinite. Are you listening? Hey, you're not supposed to see the hand. Are you listening, you CIA, KGB, Pentagon, MI6 bastardos? Yes, and you Chinese intelligence. I know you've all sat down at very high levels. All the ruling elite. You 5 fucks on the UN Security Council plus your lackeys, all deciding to come with your blue barium. Oh, Did you know, folks, by the way, the Chinese used to use barium to color their pigments blue, like this. Anyway, let me get back to the Upanishads. I do not call that glory. Utterly independent is the infinite. The infinite is above and below, before and behind, to the left and to the right. I am all this. The self is above and below. No, you're not supposed to see the hand. Above and below, before and behind, to the right and to the left. I am all this. One who meditates upon the self and realizes the self sees the self everywhere and rejoices in the self. Such a one lives in freedom and is at home wherever he goes. But those, are you listening before I punch you in the face with Jeet Kune Do? With Wing Chun? Listen. Yes. Where was I? One who meditates upon the self and realizes the self sees the self everywhere and rejoices in the self. Such a one lives in freedom and is at home wherever he goes. But those who pursue the finite are blind like Stevie Wonder. Although Stevie Wonder sees with his heart. So that's a bad analogy. Anyway, let me carry on. Those who pursue the finite are blind to the self and live in bondage like they were fans of Marquis de Sade practice. You hear me, you fucks? One who meditates upon and realizes the self discovers, you hear me? Don't make me kick your ass with Kung Fu. Discovers that everything in the cosmos, energy and space, fire and water, name and form, birth and death, mind and will, word and deed, mantram and meditation. I'm losing my accent. All come from the self. The self is one, though. Are you listening, you bomber clouds? The self is one. Hey, this nice jazz in the background. The self is one, though it appears to be many. Those who meditate upon the self and realize the self go beyond decay and death. Yes? They go beyond decay and death, beyond separateness and sorrow. Listen, if I kick you. Yes, they go beyond separateness and sorrow. They see the self in everyone and obtain all things. Let me float for a while. Yes, floaty. I like this jazz. You can't hear the jazz? I'll play it for you in a minute. They see the self in everyone and obtain all things. Now, listen. Let me be a bit serious. Control the senses and purify the mind. You see what I did there? I used the SAP. Control the S, senses, A, and P, purify. Senses and purify. Control the SAP, the mind. Control the senses and purify the mind. Senses and purify. Senses and purify. Senses and purify. Control the senses and purify the mind. In a pure mind, all right, enough with the accent. No, back to the accent. In a pure mind, there is constant awareness of the self. Where there is constant awareness of the self, freedom ends bondage and joy ends sorrow. Thus the sage Sanat Kumara taught the pure Narada to go beyond bondage, beyond sorrow, beyond darkness, to the light of the self. So say, not these fucks at the CIA, the fucking headless chickens. But this Hindu shit.
To wake up, I just ran in with all my might. Some will take the back train that won't do no harm.